Though Steve Jobs never graduated college, he does do a good job of gaining the credibility of the audience by acknowledging that he did attend college, and he shares funny, relatable stories about his time in college so the students can know that he can be trusted because he too has experienced many of the same things that they have attending university. In his speech, Steve Jobs has three main points that he uses to tell his story. The first one being believing that the dots will connect or having faith in the future. He uses really appropriate language here by adhering his speech to the audience. He knows he's speaking to a bunch of new graduates. So when he speaks about believing in the future, he keeps referencing the theme of having faith, knowing that his audience has to have a lot of faith because they're about to go into the world as new graduates and they have to take a lot of new chances and seek new opportunities. Next, he speaks about love and loss, and he uses very inclusive language. In this section, he's talking about finding something that you love and sticking with it through the hard times. But in this section, he's giving a lot of very loose metaphorical advice. So he does a very good job of not saying he, she, or making the advice something that only applies to one group in the audience, but can apply to everyone there. Lastly, he finishes by talking about the fact that we're all going to die someday. And in this section, he uses very concrete language. He talks about being diagnosed with cancer and the cancer treatments that he went through. And when he speaks about those cancer treatments, it's a very clear picture of what he was going through. It was put in our heads, and we can very clearly see the severity of the situation, and we can conceptualize the idea of our own deaths one day and how we might feel in the same situation. His speech had themes of believing in yourself when he talks about connecting the dots and being aware of yourself and not taking yourself too serious when he's talking about the fact that we're all going to die someday. These are two things that are very important in my own life. Recently, my life has seen a lot of things change and change for the better, but things that I don't necessarily think I was expecting to happen. So now I make decisions towards the future thinking, how might this work out in the future? How might these dots connect, say, in a few years from now? And whenever I'm doing something, I also ask myself, am I enjoying this? If I died today, would I be unhappy? And it's the same advice that I give to many of my friends as they look for advice in life and careers.